Let me start with you, Judge Benton, if I could. According to the U.S. Sentencing Commission, I noticed that they recently released stats about the sentencing matters that most often come before the Western District of Missouri. I'm sure these won't surprise you. Drug crimes account for about 43% of that docket, firearm offenses, 24%, and then fraud, theft, and embezzlement offenses, about 10%. So just tell the committee, are these offenses that you have seen before? Are these the sort of sentences that you're familiar with giving before? Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Yes, I have seen nearly all of those cases in state court, and I have handled sentencing hearings on nearly all of those, if not all of those. And the sentencing guidelines in Missouri, the factors that you look at when deciding whether or what sentence is appropriate to give someone in Missouri are nearly identical to what you look at as a federal judge.
So you have quite a bit of experience in administering a guideline system that is very close to the federal system and presiding over all of the relevant topics and cases that you would see as a federal judge. Is that fair to say?
That is.
I said earlier in my introduction that you have presided over approximately 250 sentencings as a state court trial judge. What experience have you gleaned from that? I mean, obviously you can't talk about the substance of any of those cases, but what have you learned from that will prepare you to do this job if you're confirmed?
I've learned that you look at each case individually. You give each case the time that it deserves. You look at the crime itself, and you look at the factors behind that crime. You look at the severity of that crime, and then you take care to look at the defendant and the characteristics of that defendant. You carefully read that pre-sentence report, and you go into every sentencing hearing prepared, and you also hold a hearing and you listen to all parties and all witnesses who wish to speak.
You are very familiar with the inside of a courtroom from behind the judge's bench. I think it's fair to say you're also very familiar with the inside of a courtroom from behind counsel's table. You were a prosecutor for a number of years. I think I said in my introduction that you tried 50 cases to verdict. That's a lot. Tell us about your experience as a prosecutor, seeing it from the other side of the bench, as it were. How has that informed your judgment? How has that affected your practice, your service as a judge, having seen it from the other side?
As a prosecutor, I was fortunate to first chair jury trials, to first chair bench trials, to deal with victims, to carefully look at cases, to talk to opposing counsel. And when you see it from that perspective, when you're in the courtroom nearly daily, working on cases, working in front of judges, on the other side, as a judge, you understand the process a bit better, and you come to that process, you approach that process from a position of experience.